Hey YouTube, welcome to Bedtime Stories with Cody. I feel silly. I'm not really sure what this channel is going to end up being. It's kind of evolving. I'm not sure if this is going to be half ASMR or half satire. I'm just going to be reading bedtime stories, most likely, children's bedtime stories, maybe from your past, maybe from my past, things like that. It's silly, but I'm just gonna go for it. And if you're watching now, this is the first video, the first introduction video of this channel, and you get to kind of follow along to see how this channel evolves. But yeah, so welcome to video number 1. I'm just, kind of getting nice and cozy here in bed while I read a bedtime story. If you are trying to get yourself to sleep, hopefully this is helpful, or maybe it's not. I'm not really sure. But for video number 1, I have chosen the book Love You Forever, and this is by Shiela McGraw. This is an old book I recognized the cover of as a kid. I don't remember it specifically, the story too much, but we're gonna go for it. We're gonna do this. So get nice and cozy. It's time for a bedtime story. Page 1. A mother held her new baby and very slowly rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while she held him, she sang, "I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be." And there's the mom holding her baby. The baby grew. He grew and he grew and he grew. He grew until he was 2 years old, and he ran all around the house. He pulled all the books off the shelves. He pulled all the food out of the refrigerator, and he took his mother's watch and flushed it down the toilet. Sometimes his mother would say, "This kid is driving me crazy." There's the kid, flushing the shit on the drain or the toilet. And this is already not a for kids story. I am cursing. But at nighttime, when that 2-year-old was quiet, she opened the door to his room, crawled across the floor, looked up over the side of his bed, and if he was really asleep, she picked him up and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. While she rocked him, she sang, "I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be." There's the mom over here being a creeper, trying to see if he's asleep. The little boy grew. He grew and he grew. He grew until he was 9 years old, and he never wanted to come in for dinner. He never wanted to take a bath, and when Grandma visited, he always said bad words. Sometimes his mother wanted to sell him to the zoo. My mom always threatened to take me to the orphanage. I think the zoo would have been more fun. Yep. But at nighttime, when he was asleep, the mother quietly opened the door to his room, crawled across the floor, and looked up over the side of the bed. If he was really asleep, she picked up the 9-year-old boy and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while she rocked him, she sang, "I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be." She's rocking that 9-year-old to sleep. The boy grew. He grew and he grew. He grew until he was a teenager. He had strange friends, and he wore strange clothes, and he listened to strange music. Sometimes his mother felt like she was in a zoo. There he is, rocking out in his strange clothes, looking fly for that teenage boy. But at nighttime, when that teenager was asleep, the mother opened the door to his room, crawled across the floor, and looked up over the side of the bed. If he was really asleep, she picked up that great big boy and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. While she rocked him, she sang, "I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be." Mom's over here being a super creeper up and, checking on that teenager. That teenager grew. He grew and he grew. He grew until he was a grown-up man. He left home and got a house across town. Moving out of Mom's house. But sometimes on dark nights, the mother got into her car and drove across town. This mom is creepy. She's got her car and a ladder. What's she doing? If all the lights in her son's house were out, she opened his bedroom window, crawled across the floor, and looked up over the side of his bed. If that great big man was really asleep, she picked him up and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while she rocked him, she sang, "I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be." Notice how he does not have a wife. I think she probably creeped out any girl that he was probably dating at this time. She crawled up his window in order to rock him. Yep. This is not normal, Mom. You should stop this now. Well, that mother, she got older. She got older and older and older. One day she called up her son and said, "You better come see me because I'm very old and sick." So her son came to see her. When he came in the door, she tried to sing the song. She sang, "I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always," but she couldn't finish because she was too old and sick. Here he is talking to his sick mom. The son went to his mother. He picked her up and rocked her, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And he sang this song, "I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my mommy you'll be." Oh, that's sweet. So now he's rocking his mom. Still a little weird, but at least, you know, he's strong enough to do so. When the son came home that night, he stood for a long time at the top of the stairs. Then he went into the room where his very new baby daughter was sleeping. Oh, he finally found a girl who could deal with his mom. He picked her up in his arms and very slowly rocked her back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while he rocked her, he sang, "I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be." And then the tradition of being creepy starts all over again. The end. So, this was book number 1. If you have any book suggestions that you would like me to read, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And I'm, up for any suggestions, the next story, what that would be. Hopefully you stick around to see how this channel evolves, or if it doesn't. But, yeah, I hope you have a good night. I'll see you next time.